bait to BuzzBot to BuzzBreak. That's what I was gonna say.
You gotta bring the BuzzBot back.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking, I'm having a PTSD episode right now.
No, this is actually the hiatus announcement.
Yes. So we are taking a little breather and break, specifically immediately from the podcast. This is going to be the one we're recording this the day before or 2 days before the podcast is going to drop. I'm going to be editing it all up. It kind of sounded like I said adding it all up. Guess what's not getting edited out because we're in burnout mode. We're leaving it all in. We're just gonna make it sound okay enough to post.
Taking a break for the holidays, and we will be coming back. At the very least, you'll hear from us if we're coming back to this.
Yeah, if you want more consistent updates without the content, join the Discord, because we'll still be talking in there. It's just our brains are deep fried and we need a minute.
Yeah, yep. We've got a lot going on, different things with real life, with our jobs, with other projects and things that we're working on, that are definitely priorities. We're all going through kind of like different levels of like mental burnout. Laura's been absolutely fucking carrying the team as far as like editing and stuff goes. Like I do the audio editing on the podcast, but all like the cleanup shit that gets done to it, all of the effects and everything, Laura still has to add that shit in. So like she's been absolutely fucking killing it, doing all the video editing, doing all the social media posting. And when she came to us and was like, guys, I can't fucking do it, both Colin and I were like hesitant to jump in and be like, hey, we can absolutely take all this on, because we don't want to over promise what we can and can't do. And so as things are happening through the holidays and as things are being dealt with as far as like our mental health and our lives, we wanted to make sure that what we say we can do, we can actually do and follow through on, because we want to make good content. We want to be able to do this kind of stuff, like, and you know, I like this as a creative outlet. I enjoy different aspects of doing this kind of stuff, but sometimes life just puts up a fight. But Colin is working on some personal projects. If you didn't know, he does his own personal streaming. Colin, you want to shout out your own little socials there so that people can know where to find you for your content specifically while we're taking a little breather?
Yeah, so my YouTube and Twitch are both under the name The Gravy Train. My YouTube's been inactive for a very long time, but I'm finally getting together some ideas. Luckily, that I learned from helping out Laura and Meg with the couple of videos that I've helped with. Specifically, if you haven't watched it, I did the Zoocosis edit. So I'm going to use some of the stuff that I've been learning and also using it to improve in case I take on more video editing for the channel in the future. And I'll be doing a fun little RuneScape challenge series. And if it goes well, I'll probably do more. But then on Twitch, I usually am streaming RuneScape. My specific focus is, it's called Hardcore Iron Men. You get one life, and if you die, your character, all your stats and things are frozen.
That sounds like a nightmare. As someone who's shitty at gaming, that sounds
it's very
the worst.
Terrifying and stressful.
I bet.
But it's also very fun and rewarding when you do well, which I have not yet.
not yet. It's like the people who do...
But you can tune in to see them do well.
Yeah, you can tune in now because Leagues is going on, so like I'm doing that instead, and it's just boosted XP and drop rates, and there's a whole bunch of fun like challenging content that I'm streaming. I've currently been trying to binge Barrow's chests for the armor sets I need, and that's a whole treat because fuck this game, I swear, but I'm never going to stop playing it, so
might as well keep doing it and get good. I guess.
Join the stream, watch me go 18 chests dry without getting anything helpful and losing my mind as I just keep redoing it and running it back.
It sounds like quality content to me.
It's great. I just slowly descend into madness in live real time.
That's fantastic.
Like last time I got so like I was going so crazy that I was like, cool, I'm gonna play a different sound in game and that'll get me the items I need. And every like one person in my chat was like, what?
What nonsense. But that's what I was about to say. Like, can you imagine though, like watching someone who's going literally insane because they're getting terrible luck? Like, how good would it make you feel if you did that yourself? Like, you went to do the same thing and then you like got the thing that you've been watching somebody fail at. Like, the relief would be immense. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would enhance my experience. I'd be like, oh, I'm finally lucky. I finally got good luck at something.
I would be like, I'm the greatest ever to fucking touch this goddamn game.
Yeah.
It would make me feel so much better to watch someone like repeatedly get fucked and then be like, it's not me this time.
Which is how I feel. Total not a plug and definitely not advertised here at all. And that isn't sarcasm, like we're not, but that's how I feel playing Marvel Rivals, because I'm so much better than everybody else all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the GOAT.
All right.
Yeah, fantastic.
I trust Meg and Laura to finish the announcement. I unfortunately got a skedaddle, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I hope to see you again when we come back. Don't do that. That's so rude.
I'm sorry.
But all right, I'll catch you guys when we're all back at it.
Yep. Talk to you later. So now it's just Laura and I. And I'm not gonna shit talk Colin because it would feel too bad.
Colin suck.
See, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That I don't condone
me.
that message.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
The
demon in my house.
That was in fact the demon in Laura's house. Little behind the scenes editing thing there. I was fucking around in Adobe trying to get things to sound nicer, sound a little bit clearer, and we found we had ghosts in the background of some of the shit. We're like,
there was a ghost in
I don't know what
all
that
three
is.
of our houses.
Yeah, all of us had like weird shit in the background. We're like, what the fuck is that? And we're like, I don't know. I don't remember anything at that time. So Adobe, thanks for telling us we have ghosts. I mean, I got told one time that I was haunted by a psychic. I don't know if that was in one of the episodes. I think I talked about that in our like spooky ghost stories one.
Did you?
Maybe not. Maybe
I
not.
don't think you did.
Maybe not. But I anyways, on to like the hiatus announcement.
Moving past that.
Moving past the fact that I got ghosts. I got told that I was being haunted by an old man. We're not moving past it. Let me reveal this.
Oh wait, no. I think you did talk about that, Charles.
No. That was like the ghost that I told my parents that I could see. I had a psychic when I was in high school because my dad yelled at Charles and he disappeared, right? But I had a psychic when I was fucking 17 years old. It was the prom after party. They hired a bunch of people to do like readings and stuff like that, just like a funny little thing, like a fun little thing on the side. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting like an older male energy, and I don't think that he's like harmful, but like, have you noticed a bunch of weird shit like all the time? But like, what?" and she's like, "Yeah, you got a ghost and he's haunting you." And I was like, I don't like this. Anyways, now that I've said all that, I think we can refocus on the hiatus. But so basically what we are thinking of doing is taking a breather. We're starting with the podcast announcement here. We've got videos queued up until the 20th that are going to be dropping, and we are going to just do the parts that we like, the content creating part of like gaming together and having some fun. I think that you guys should be able to find maybe Morgan and I the most streaming over on the Katana Fish Productions Twitch channel. And we'll probably like queue up and make some VODs and stuff that we still post on the channel, but not the gaming edited content and things like that. Just because like that's the part that we find right now to be the hardest to tackle is like the editing and the posting on all the socials and all of the chore aspect of what it is to be a content creator are really weighing on us right now with everything else going on and just life happening around us. So I want to again shout out the efforts of Laura, who's really been carrying the team. Colin and I don't think that we're gonna the episode that was supposed to drop is the one where Colin and I talk about like our ADHD and medications, and not in like the fun way of like Lena, Morgan and I talking about them, where we were like ADHD brain, what do we hyperfixate on? But we talked about like the actual like what it is to have ADHD and the process of like getting treatment and medical stuff. And maybe that's a good thing that we aren't dropping that one because it's a little bit
A
heavy
little
for the
heavy.
tone, a
A
little
little
heavy
heavy.
for going into the holidays, at times especially. But you know, we all have our own stuff that we're trying to work around and still be able to like grow and create things for people because and create things for ourselves because I personally enjoy creating things and making things. And you know, I've got a lot of projects that I'm planning and that I'm thinking about, but it's the, like I said, the other side of things, not just the creating side, that becomes difficult to maintain and hold up. And Laura's really been carrying us on that, and it's not really fair. You know, we're trying to go in this as a team, and you know, Colin and I just didn't have the experience to start with, so we really heavily leaned on and relied on Laura. And you know, Laura works a night, you know, like a full time job, and so to put all of that on her has you know caused burnout. And you know, when you start to lose the joy of what you're doing, and it feels just like a second job, it's just that's a lot of hours to work. You're doing, you know, your 40-hour work week, sometimes working overtime even, and then you've got to still pump out this other content that feels just like another job. I appreciate and want to make sure that all of your efforts are noted because I don't know that we do that enough where we say thank you for the parts that you have done and the parts that you have carried so far.
I don't know, to be honest, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, and I
um,
appreciate you, and I appreciate you. You were the spearhead for the vision of this stuff, and I think that you're gonna be able to create really amazing things. I really I love the idea of like the audio series that we're working on, and I think that you know you have like your comedic timing when and stuff with editing. I think has some absolutely amazing things, and of course us being funny as fuck helps with the with being able to edit out the
naturally,
comedic
of
timing.
course.
But I mean, you, just the way that you like are able to edit things and how you're able to do things, I think works really well with the way that we joke and make jokes, and the content that we put out can be so funny. um but I all of this to say, like, I really want to make sure that we are kind of helping support you specifically because I do think that you have a lot of really amazing like talent for creating something, and I don't want to see you get drained to the point where you're like, well, I don't want to do it ever. Like, wow, you're too. Because sometimes, like, if you have a too bad of an experience with something, you're like, well, I just don't want to do that again because it's gonna be like this bad experience that I had, and you
Right, and
know,
that's I was actually gonna get into
you know,
because we were talking about like burnout and stuff, and it was like when I first went to college, I went to community college and I went for creative writing. Not only because I enjoyed writing and I enjoyed reading, but also because I was like, I don't want to do math. Get that the fuck away from me. So I only had to do one math class out of the 2 years, which thank God, right? But um, because of that, and because my degree was so writing, reading, English focused, right? Which I didn't mind. I did get my degree at the end of the day, but it pretty much killed like any joy I had for reading and writing. I'm just now like pretty much like what just this year, last year too. Um, I like actually got back into reading and writing. You know,
and
so
when did
it
you
took a
graduate?
while to. I graduated 2019.
So yeah, so what? That's like 5 years between
Yeah, roughly 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Yeah, we're going into 5 years. So I guess yeah, when you started writing, it was probably closer to 4 years. But yeah, so 4 years between the mental burnout of this was too much of that to being able to tackle that kind of task again is it just goes to show like if you have too rough of an experience, if you try and force it too much. And I mean, I write just for me, I don't write for anybody else, and I think that that is why I'm able to be so like prolific in my writing. And I am very worried that now that I have this mentality of like realizing that I write so much and like realizing like the true amount that I write and being like, okay, well, can I do something with this? I am worried that I am going to like make it a mental chore for myself, like, and I'm not going to want to write. I'm not going to have this outlet that I've been having.
Yeah.
So I'm being very kind of, I think, cautious with this.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
starting with
what.
like, I think, a writing workshop just to try.
Yeah. That's what I had to. Not a writing workshop. I had to kind of go back into the mindset of like, I don't have to write for anybody else.
Yeah.
I can just write for me. I can just
Yeah.
do what I want to do and read what I want to read. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
because again, it was literally 2 years nonstop of do this, do this, do this, read this, write this, and then we're gonna meet in a group and we're gonna talk about it, blah blah blah. And it was like it got to a point too, like I consistently had pretty much the same teacher for the whole 2 years. Um, just because like my classes were so small most of the time, so it was like she was the only one that would even be willing to do it. That like by the end of the my like career, my schooling, whatever you want to call it, she was like, your writing style has changed so much, like in a bad way. And I'm like, because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I'm on my
Yeah.
last semester. I don't want to just change degrees and then be stuck here.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I just want to finish. I just want to get out of here because I hate it, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't want this channel to be that. I wanted to, I did turn to Colin at first, who he did help and he did kind of talk me through like, okay, let's, let's get together, let's do this, do that. But
And Colin has more
he
experience. His mentality of like being a Twitch streamer, and it's like, well, if you just keep at it, and like that
right,
persistence in the face of like not a lot of progress, I think is where he's comes from as far as like his mentality of being like, yeah,
right.
you just post and you work on it and you do what you do.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you just, like I said, he was like a keep trucking mentality, which it may work for him,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't totally work for me. It is very dependent on the situation because it's like at work I can just keep trucking because I
Mm-hmm.
know at the end of the day it's done. Like truthfully, at my job, literally when I got hired for that position, they told me first thing, they were like, nothing that happens is your fault, and I was like, all right, say less.
Easy.
So it's like there I understand that it's like if I mess up or whatever, they're a bit more forgiving. It's also like whatever. But this is a group thing, So it's like if I don't want to feel like I let you guys down in any way, I guess. And it's like
And I
as
think
much
it's absolutely the opposite of like nobody here is going to begrudge you your mental health. And I think that that's one nice thing about Colin and I both too as well is like we have our own experiences. We've been in places where like Colin, even with his like keep trucking mentality, I don't think that he doesn't seem to like, I mean, I think that his keep trucking thing was more of like an encouragement of like, yeah, you know what? If you keep moving forward, like something's going to happen, and less of like, no, you need to keep moving forward, because I
right.
don't think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
yeah.
going to ever like from the conversation that we had before this and everything, he doesn't seem like, oh, Lara's going to, we got to take a break, blah, blah. Like he's not bothered by being like, no, maybe like reassessing is a thing. Like it doesn't seem to be like an issue.
Right. Yeah. I
um
didn't mean to sound like I was
no, no,
like
no, 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 no. I just wanted like to like reinforce that like this is in no way a letdown for us. The only thing that would let like that I would feel like disappointed by is not in you, but in a situation in which you're like, I don't want to create content ever anymore because I don't like it.
right. And like I said, like I didn't want this to get
Exactly.
to that point because I do have
Yeah.
fun and I do
Yeah.
laugh and at the end of the day, I do want to keep doing this. I just
Yeah.
can't right now.
Yeah. And I think that that's
I'll come
so
back, but
fair. And that's so fair, that's so valid. I think that focusing on things that are the more positive side of it, where we're not something we can do where we don't feel a need to have like a constant, like there's no waiting to see if something like gets picked up or like does performs well or whatever, because you don't have like a tie to it in the fact that like, oh, we just gamed. We just streamed something and we had fun, we gamed, and then I just posted it over here. And if it performs well, it performs well. If I get stream people, couple people watching, then we get a couple people watching. We've got like fun engagement. But I feel like when you edit, you have to like, it seems like that's become like a chore. And then if there's no reward for doing a chore, you're not going to want to keep doing the chore
Yeah.
because it's just a chore.
Yeah.
Whereas like a job, you can keep trucking through because you get a paycheck. If there's no
Yeah.
paycheck and you've just been doing a chore and it keeps being a chore, then it's like, why am I doing this?
Why am I? Yeah.
Where is
exactly.
like, yeah. The fun is in the recording and the playing the game, but the adding on extra mental load of having to like post and like edit and all that stuff, I think is really like a lot. Like, and if there's no reward, then people like your brain works a specific way. If you don't get a reward, my brain, because I'm so heavy ADHD, I don't have a normal reward system in my brain. And so I think that that's why, one, I don't feel rewarded necessarily by the same things, like in the same way. I enjoy doing something and like creating something for me. So like I'm not so heavily like I don't need that like performance or the pay from it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the other issue of like paralysis, like ADHD paralysis, where like getting and doing the thing because I don't have that like reward expectation thing in my brain, it becomes even harder to do the thing sometimes because it's like, well, this isn't going to be in and of itself necessarily a rewarding experience, but the act of like learning while I'm editing, that I find enjoyment in. So then if I have to learn something new while editing, then that ignites the little pleasure center of my brain, and that's where I get like dopamine from. And so like that becomes like this weird like setup and like how people like, you know, are able to like continue tasks and stuff like that. That's just very different based like person to person.
Right.
Some people just the way that like the thing is, and then maybe like if one day like I reached a point where like I couldn't learn anymore about what I was doing, like I became knowledgeable enough, maybe I wouldn't enjoy editing as much, and maybe that would be a problem down the road where I'd be like, well, now it is just like a chore because I don't get to like learn something new or do something, you know. But also I have
Yeah.
a shit memory, so every time I go to edit something and I'm like, I don't know what this is I'm about to listen to, and then I'm like and I just get to laugh along with the
I
shit.
do the same thing because normally like we record ahead of time.
Yeah.
So it'll be like for the podcast it's like what 3 weeks?
Yeah,
But
I think
for
about 3 weeks.
the gaming stuff, that's where it's kind of like a little all over the place because like the Ball 3D video, we recorded that back in what, August, early September. Like that was a while ago and it like just recently came out. So when I rewatched it, I was like, I forgot how fucking funny this video was.
And maybe that's part of the thing. Maybe like us making like a bunch of content now and then like taking a break of like editing it and stuff, if we like have to go back, we'll be like, this is fucking funny again because we forgot. And then you can enjoy the act of editing because you're enjoying the content as you go through it versus being like, yeah, I remember this, we just did it. So maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll be like a little bonus thing, or
right, maybe.
Yeah, like this is a little thing, or maybe something like that would make it a little bit easier and stuff, or just like just the content that we're making just being either easier to edit, you having to do less of the editing because I'm going to be hopefully learning some more skills and things like that, and then Colin growing his skills, I mean especially with his own content and stuff like that. Hopefully, you know, we can take on a little bit more of that kind of stuff in the future so you don't have to do as much, so it's not so much of a load on you. And so I think those are the things that we're going to focus on with like the hiatus and everything, and why we want to share with like the people that do watch us and do like follow the podcast and everything, because we appreciate like literally all of the listens that we get so much, because like we aren't getting a lot right now. So like it's like cool, like how many people listen to this one, like 10 people. hell yeah to those 10 people. Thank you, Laura's
Right,
sister.
those 10 people, dude. Shout out Linda right now. She's such a real one.
Such a real fan right there.
Real one.
Absolute real one. Whoever else is out there that's been sneakily watching and
the
doesn't.
Person from Russia.
Yo, KGB, what's up?
You're a real
You're
one.
a real fan, and we appreciate you for that. Putin, what's up? But no, I mean we do appreciate that stuff, so we don't want to disappoint, but that's why I think that Laura especially doesn't want to see the channel stagnate too much, which is why I think that we're going to focus on like the easier content creating, so like doing streams or something like that, and then posting VODs to the YouTube channel. I think would be like a super easy way of still creating some level of content as far as like the gaming content and stuff goes, and getting us out there and getting like our like, you know, anybody who does enjoy like our dynamic and our personalities can still see us and interact with us. But it also just gives Laura a break, gives us a place to kind of like reassess. So me and Colin growing and getting our lives to a point where we can figure out exactly how much we can take on as far as like workload, to help alleviate some of the stuff that Laura's been carrying for a while. And then again, like really looking at the content that we're making and trying to create something, so like create things that, even if there is that little bit of a chore aspect of having to edit it, or it does feel like it's like a, oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm definitely doing way less chores. I'm not cleaning the whole house. I just have to clean the kitchen, but cleaning the kitchen is still a chore. Um, it's a more manageable chore. It's something that you can take on a little bit better, more consistently without feeling like
Break it up.
overwhelmed.
Break it up.
Right. So like, like I'll take on the bathroom and the vacuuming and taking out the trash, and Colin will clean the living room and the and mow the lawn, and you're gonna
and I'll vacuum the yard.
Vacuum the, that's the worst chore. That's the worst. It never stops. There's dirt everywhere. There's dirt everywhere. No, I can't do the dishes. I will admit that. I can't
I will
do dishes.
If I can do, you have to let me do them by hand. I do not like loading and unloading a dishwasher. I hate that. I hate it so
go
much.
ahead. Use up that water.
Do it by fucking hand. I'll gladly
use up the water. I'll help pay the water bill, so that like I'll pay more in the water bill if somebody else will do the dishes. I don't care. I can't. I hate dishes. I hate dishes. And don't begrudge me if like I need to like load or like unload the dishwasher. Like you could do like the pots and pans and shit that we're not gonna put in the dishwasher because we're not gonna destroy it. Listen, we're still gonna get a hype house. So Katana Fish isn't dead. I'm still planning a hype house. I don't know. Like this is not. We're stopping. This is we're figuring this shit out so that we can.
This is future reference. Yeah.
We'll go back to this. We'll have like a chore chart. It'll be fine. We'll hash it out. I don't do. Anyways, before I get into
let's not get lost in the sauce here.
Yeah. Oof, I'm always lost in the sauce. That's but I personally am really excited, and I think that there are some things that we all want to work on that I think that a break is going to help facilitate. I think that we're going to be able to kind of alleviate that burnout, and like I said, like even if we have to kind of like pivot some of the content, like if you're just mostly interested in like you want to create, you want to do the creating part. I mean, for like the audio series that you're planning and everything, like as far as the like audio editing goes, like I can help out with that kind of stuff. But if you want to do the creating part, the producing part, the acting part, if like that's what you want to put your energy and joy, like that's what you get the most joy out of, like that's what I want to see happen. Because I feel like people who get like some sort of reward, like I know somebody who does music and they find their music most rewarding because they want to have like an impact with their music. They want to have something like meaningful coming out of coming out of their music. And right. I think that like, oh well, so the chore part is the producing the music and making it and going through and having to like put their lyrics to a beat and like make it work and make it sound nice. And so like that part becomes like a little bit more of a chore. And so like if I can facilitate, like I can't make music, I can't help them, I got no fucking I got
No
zero
experience.
musical ability in
No
that.
experience.
But I mean, audio editing, I can fucking cut out bad shit and make shit sound relatively nice and crispy, and I can
Yeah,
help out with that if that's what like I want to help facilitate people um as much as I can, like especially the people that I see who have like a lot of talent, a lot like I want to see my friends like fucking excel in the things that bring them joy. And if I can in any way like, and that's why like when you came to me and you're like I don't want to fucking do this, and I was just like we don't have to, fam. I don't want you to like give up completely, but like we don't gotta. What do you want to do, because we don't gotta do this.
And then I was like, I just want to take a nap.
And I'm like,
sleep.
fam, we could do nap time. So, and that's kind of like where this comes from, you know. So I think we're coming up on like a half-hour mark, so this is gonna be pretty short. But I think that this kind of is really transparent for the people that do follow and listen to us. And just know you'll probably be getting the edited videos until the 20th. And then from there I think that we're probably just going to be posting like VODs and stuff from streams. You'll be able to catch us over on Twitch when we stream. It's going to probably be a lot of me and Morgan, because I think with her schooling and stuff taking a minute, and she's obviously like on break for a little while from that. And me, I am a half step away from like a mental breakdown, so I need like super chill vibes. Oh wait, maybe we can play like we'll stream like Marvel, that game that you play.
That's not going to be relaxed. I'm not going to be relaxed. I'm going to be on edge. My asshole's going to be so tight, but we can absolutely do it.
There's a fun in that. You know what I mean? There's a fun in that kind of like thing, but like in general, like the dropping of content is relaxed. There's no it's just playing games with your friends, and then you just upload a video of you playing games with your friends. There's no editing, there's no any of that stuff. So it becomes very like like there's no pressure. There's no responsibility to it. It's just gaming, which is literally all I can do. And if that, because literally the other day I came home, and when I realized that I was hitting max burnout was when I couldn't do the things that I normally use to disassociate. Because like I don't decompress like normal, I disassociate. Where like I'm like I can't be in reality. It's like complete escapism, because I'm like I can't be even a little bit in reality, because if I'm in reality then I'm thinking. If I'm thinking, I'm burning out the cogs in my brain. So when I realized that all I was doing was like staring, and like it felt draining to play any kind of game, to watch a video, I'm like, oh, we are so beyond burned out. Like where I'm like, I can't escape. There's no like going to sleep felt like a chore, and I was like, how does that happen?
Literally, how does that fucking happen?
How does the idea of like standing up and walking to my bed to go to sleep feel like a chore? What the fuck? Yeah. And so reaching that level, I was like, oh, we're bad. We DEFCON 5. We gotta talk to the psychiatrist. We gotta impress upon him how bad shit is. And I mean, I talked to you guys privately about like the extreme.
Yeah.
But so hopefully taking like this little hiatus though will, and like letting myself rest, and like letting myself kind of like deal with the craziness that is in my brain, will let me be able to play some video games without being stressed that I don't even want to play video games.
Yeah. I mean, I've been feeling the burnout for a minute, but when I was like, oh, I really can't do this. I think it was either one of I think it was the second Minecraft video, and then like going into the Dress to Impress, where I don't like disassociate exactly, but my disassociation is I just focus on something else to like the pretty much to the point that like literally nothing else exists. Because and the only reason I realize that is because whenever my parents are like, "Oh, you're just not like here in reality with us," and I'm like, "I am. I'm just not focused on you."
Yeah, it's just
is where I would just watch the video play and then be like, why can't I just upload this? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to edit? Why do I have to do anything? And that was kind of my, like, is I would just watch the thing play and then be like, all right, headphones off, like, I'm done. Like, I can't. You know, because that, when I was like, I just stare at the screen. It's literally like I'm just watching it play and being like, why?
Yeah. But you know what, though? And I think that that's why, like doing streams and shit like that, I think would be fantastic, because you don't have to do that second part. It's just like, yeah, we're just posting this. We don't have to do anything with it. I mean, obviously, like, the desire is to be able to make, like, clip up shorts and stuff like that, because that, you know, leads to more engagement and interest and people seeing it in different ways. So, like, there's that, but, like, at least to begin with, like, just doing some, like, streams, because the reward is I got to game. Like, you're not doing it for the engagement. You're not doing it as a chore. You're not, and because we're not like big streamers, it doesn't become that job of, I don't want to game and now I have to game, because you don't have to. There's so many of us that if we just wanted to, like, pop on a stream, someone's going to have some free time that week. So if you didn't want to game and stream that week, you don't have to. So while we're taking a break, so I think that is a good way of, like, still creating some level of content, so it's not completely, like, dead on the game channel, but it isn't going to take anything out of you. It's just going to be gaming with your friends, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that'll be nice. I think it'll be a good way to kind of, like, decompress from things without feeling like we're stopping, because we don't want to stop. We just need to figure out the best way to continue. So
absolutely.
I know that you're really tired. You're gonna take a nap after this.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
100%. I'm going.
Me too.
I'm hopping my ass back in bed.
Hell yeah. I said me too. That's not true. I've got to fill out paperwork. I gotta fill out paperwork so that I can take a break, and that seems counterintuitive.
That is true.
It's like, here's some responsibility to sprinkle onto you before you can become a vegetable.
Before you can really rest.
Before you can rest, do all this extra shit.
Yeah.
Good times.
We love being adults and doing adult
Oh, that's so fun.
Oh, it's so fun and I love it.
Do you want to know what's so sad, though? You want to hear the craziest, saddest part? My last 9 years have probably been the better years of my life.
Oh, I mean,
like, being an adult has been the best part of my life, and yet also the worst. The worst.
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
But it's rough. But it's rough, buddy. Let's see. Keep it. What are we keeping it? Oh wait, we don't have any. Keep it relaxed. Keep it calm.
Yeah.
Keep calm and carry on. Relax. Yeah, we absolutely need to end it.